Edmonton Oilers versus St. Louis Blues. The lights at Enterprise Center come up on a fascinating cross-conference clash as the Edmonton Oilers skate in at 32-25-8, holding second place in the Pacific Division with 72 points. Across the ice stand the St. Louis Blues, 25-29-10 and 7th in the Central Division with 60 points, fighting to stay relevant in a brutal Western Conference race. Edmonton arrives with the urgency of a playoff contender protecting position. St. Louis arrives with something equally dangerous: desperation. Their earlier meeting this season went the Blues' way in a 3-2 finish, but Edmonton answered emphatically in the rematch with a 5-0 shutout. Now the rubber match looms, and momentum could tilt sharply depending on which team establishes control first. The numbers paint a vivid contrast. Edmonton is driven by the electric production of Connor McDavid, who leads the team with 110 points, including 36 goals and 74 assists, while firing 240 shots. Leon Draisaitl trails with 94 points, and defenseman Evan Bouchard adds a powerful 75-point campaign from the blue line. Edmonton averages 3.55 goals per game and converts on an elite 33.1% power play, one of the most dangerous special teams weapons in hockey. Defensively, Matthias Ekholm's plus 23 rating anchors the back end. St. Louis counters with a balanced but less explosive attack led by Robert Thomas, who tops the roster with 42 points, 15 goals, 27 assists. Jordan Kyrou adds 34 points, while Pavel Buchnevich sits just behind with 39. The Blues generate 2.63 goals per game and carry a 17.1% power play, relying more on structure than scoring bursts. Defenseman Justin Falk contributes 32 points and heavy minutes, while Tyler Tucker's 77 penalty minutes highlight the Blues' physical edge. The core matchup jumps off the page: Edmonton's lethal power play versus a St. Louis penalty kill operating at 74.2%. If the Oilers get chances with the extra man, the ice could tilt quickly. Recent form adds even more intrigue. Edmonton's last 5 games show flashes of dominance: 4-3 win over Colorado, 4-2 over Vegas, and 6-3 against Carolina, though they stumbled in a 5-4 overtime loss to San Jose and a 5-4 defeat against Toronto. The offense is humming, but defensive consistency remains a question. St. Louis, meanwhile, is quietly surging. They've won 4 of their last 5, including a 4-0 shutout of Anaheim, a 3-2 overtime win over Seattle, and a 3-1 victory against Minnesota. Their only blemish: a 4-3 overtime loss to the Islanders. The Blues are grinding out tight games and building confidence. The goaltending duel could define everything. Edmonton's crease has rotated between Stuart Skinner, Connor Ingram, and Calvin Pickard. Skinner leads the group with 11 wins, posting a 2.83 goals against average and .891 save percentage with 508 saves. Ingram carries a 2.79 GAA and .892 save percentage, while Pickard's .871 save rate suggests vulnerability under heavy pressure. St. Louis leans primarily on Joel Hofer, who owns 16 wins, a 2.73 GAA, and a .905 save percentage across 838 saves, steady, technically sound, and capable of stealing games. Jordan Binnington backs him with 9 wins and a 3.55 GAA, but Hofer has clearly been the more reliable option. Tactically, the contrast is sharp. Edmonton thrives on pace, puck movement, and elite transition play led by McDavid and Draisaitl. Their top line can rip open defenses in seconds, and their power play punishes mistakes instantly. St. Louis prefers a heavier game: layered defense, board battles, and disciplined neutral zone structure designed to slow the rush. If the Blues keep Edmonton to the perimeter and avoid penalties, they can grind this game into a tight, low-scoring battle. But if the Oilers turn it into a track meet, their offensive firepower becomes overwhelming. After analyzing both teams, my first pick for this match is Edmonton Oilers winner, Edmonton's offensive depth and explosive power play ultimately tipped the balance. St. Louis may keep it tight early behind Hofer's goaltending and physical play, but over 60 minutes, the Oilers' tempo and elite scoring talent should break through. When the pace rises and the power play activates, Edmonton holds the edge, and that edge should carry them to a decisive road victory. My second pick for this match is total over 5.5.